What is up, folks? Sean the Average Angler coming at you with another great video. And today we have something that I think you guys are going to want to add to your box. This is a great one for many, many reasons. And you're going to see it because we did some in the water footage just to kind of show you the movement, the action, all that kind of stuff of this bait. And it's so versatile for a lot of different things. So stay tuned if you want to see that. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. If you like this kind of content, we got more and more of it coming to you, because that's what we do here on the Average Angler channel. For those of you that saw the video yesterday, you know I got an unboxing. Pretty exciting stuff. I was really jazzed up to get some of it in the pool and test it out, mostly because I had already done it in the pool with a different version of the bait. So what are we talking about here? I'm trying to find it so I can show you. So several months ago, I stumbled on this bait company called Phat Pak Baits. Okay, right here, Phat Pak. Called Phat Pak, I think, because their typical bait count is bigger than other companies. Or maybe you have the ability to order more than the other company. It comes in one pack. This, for instance, is a 20 pack. Now this bait here happens to be the Beastie Bug Junior. Phenomenal bait. We tested it on a Ned rig and a micro or mini jig, and it was a perfect trailer size-wise, and man, that Ned head, it just floated, it stood straight up in the air, had great action. Plenty of my viewers have purchased it, they fished it, they love it. I haven't heard one bad thing from anybody. And when you go to their website, there's an option to give them, join the mailing list, and you get 20% off. What's not to like about that? I'll be honest, the average angler likes a deal, and when the average angler finds something he likes it. So I've done several bait reviews on their different stuff, but back when I got this is a 2.8. Here's the 2.8, and this is a Jewel Pee-wee jig. Okay, very similar to that of the Kitech finesse jig, and this is the 2.8 Beastie Bug on there. As you can see, it fits the bait really, really well. You could even take a little tiny bit off of it, but I haven't found that to be necessary. They eat the living you-know-what out of this. That is a Jewel Pee-wee football head with a 2.8 Beastie Bug Junior, and man, I'm telling you, they chowed that thing down. I think this is the one that I have straightened out and rebent the hook back into place like 4 or 5 times, and I'm still catching fish on it. At that time, when I was reviewing that bait, I really wanted a 3.8 or something bigger than the 2.8, because I saw so many other uses for it. And then because of the action the bait had, the way it floated a Ned rig, and the action on the jig, I thought, man, this could really transfer to a lot of other things here. We need a bigger one in order for that to work. Well, lo and behold, if the average angler's prayers weren't answered, and they were, which is a rarity, out came the 3.8 Beastie Bug. Okay, this one's not called the Junior, and you'll see some different temperatures of color in that one. And they've got some really great colors, guys. This just happens to be one of them. This is called Natural Green Pumpkin Brown. So you'll see the claws have these little highlights in it, but it looks so natural. Now, that's one of the things I really love about Phat Pak is their baits are good, effective, and subtle. You don't see a lot of BS, too much flake or big flake in a smaller bait. They do a very good job of keeping things in line. And I'm going to show you different colors here just so you have a little idea. This one is June Bug Flash. Okay, June Bug's a great summer color, so I had to get some June Bug. And we're going to go over what I think we can use these for, because, boy, let me tell you, the list is long. We're going to be here a while. If I could only have one color, this is it right here. Well, I don't know. It's this one or the other one I'm going to show you next. This is Green Pumpkin SP Purple Flake. okay, you'll see it's very subtle in there, okay? It's not overdone, it's not gaudy, it looks very, very natural. And again, we have the darkening of the claws down there, which I believe is due to the bait is a little thicker there to have the kickers or swimmers, if you will. Now the other color that I'm really, really high on, and if I could only have one, this would probably be it, honestly, because not that the purple's bad, the purple's great. And if you're the purple, I don't know, man, which one I'd have to have. Probably the purple, because when you're talking about bluegill, there's purple in it, there's all kinds of different colors, and both of these match so well. But here's that other one, green pumpkin SP black flake, okay? Just a great all-around jig color, and that's what I bought. 4 different colors. I don't need a whole lot. I did try another color in that Beastie Bug Junior. I should have taken out of the package when I showed you guys the first time, but this one is called Candy Grass. So you guys can probably get a little bit of a drift on the color. It's a much lighter color. So for you guys in clear water, that Candy Grass looks really, really cool. See how transparent the claws are. You can see my finger behind it. That was my thinking. I fish a lot of both, to be honest with you. We have highland reservoirs here that are really, really clear water, and we have other water that's dirty as all get out. Let's take a look at the Beastie Bug, the new one, the 3.8, on this full-size jig here. And as you can see there, the sizing is great, okay? The body's nice and tough. I actually peeled this off, put it back on because I missed on my first time. No problem. It took it like a champ, and I can see that trailer lasting for several fish. You got really good movement in the claws, as you're about to see in the video that I'm going to post here. But you have a nice tough body here to hang on to that hook shank and get you through quite a few fish, okay? How many? I don't know, 20, 10? You guys are gonna have to buy some, especially you small jaw guys, small mouth, or spotted bass guys that get bit a lot, okay? My largemouth lakes, we might catch 40, even 50 in a day. On those days, I can tell you, but that's not the norm, all right? Let's go take a look at the jig in the water, and boy, are you guys in for something special. Let's take a look. All right, what's up, guys? We have the Beastie Bug 3.8. That's right, the 3.8 on the back of this jig in the water here. It fits this jig really, really well. This happens to be a Dirty Jigs compact, but it's still a full-size jig. And you'll notice that craw, look at it, it's standing up in a defensive position in the water, just like we want it to. We got great size claws there, we got good movement when you hop it. See, it's waving at him there. Look at me, eat me, eat me. He's still standing up. He's standing up that jig, which is not meant to float. Okay, let's swimmer a little bit. And hopefully you guys can see those claws kicking. I think it'll be a great swim jig trailer also. Be really good on the back of a chatterbait if you're looking for that craw presentation. All right, cool. Let's take a look at a different rig. Cool stuff, huh? Man, I'll tell you, whether you're dragging, doing a hop and drop, or you're swimming a jig. And actually, when I was swimming it across the pool, I started to think of all kinds of other things to do with it, like a chatterbait trailer or a swim jig. I was pulling it across the pool thinking of a swim jig, but as I watched it do that and watched the action of the bait and how well balanced it was, I thought, you know what? this one's going to be really, really good on a chatterbait too. So just some other ideas of throwing with it. Now, I didn't do the Ned head on the 3.8, mostly because I did it on a 2.8. We already saw the bait stand straight up and down. Those claws hang out up there above it. Very good bait on a Ned head. This is going to be no different. I wanted to throw the Nico rig and show you the Nico to give you another presentation. And I may have gotten a little inside information to how effective this bait is on a Nico rig. So maybe you need to get some. I don't know. All right, guys, we are back at the pool with the Beastie Bug 3.8. There you'll see it. Okay, on a Nico rig. So a little different than the Ned. You can throw this on the Ned also. I will talk about the differences when we talk about the bait as a whole. As you can see, it stands up really, really well. Got that nice defensive posture. It's a good healthy sized bait. You know, if you got bigger fish, you need a little bit bigger profile. The Beastie Bug 3.8 over the Beastie Bug Junior would be the way to go. Moves really, really well on the Nico rig. Now it will tip over because it's an Nico rig. It's got the weight of the hook on there, but if you're moving it and hopping it and jiving, you're good to go. You put it on a Ned rig, it's going to stand straight up and down and stay there, okay? All right. After that, I was like, you know, there's no way we're going to top this. But, you know, the average angler's got to try. So I rigged it up on an Nico rig. There you'll see it, right? 1/16 ounce weight, by the way, was that video. And one thing that I did notice, maybe to keep in mind, with the hook that has the wire barbs there for a weed, make it weedless. It's not really weedless, it's more of a snag prevention or whatever. Every once in a while, a claw will get caught up in that wire. Well, that's because this bait is active. You have a lot of movement when you're lifting and dropping this bait. And depending on how quickly you know, if you just jolt it, you could end up with a claw getting stuck under there. Now, not really a problem because depending on where you're fishing it, you could easily not use a hook that has those wire keepers. And this hook is probably a little gaudy for this, a little big. I'd probably go a little bit smaller, maybe something like this decoy big bite would be a little better for this presentation. That is a 1/0 worm 20 decoy big bite hook, okay? Great hook. Honestly, the average angler was impressed. But in all honesty, I was expecting to be impressed. After we watched the 2.8 on the Ned head and the fact that the Nico rig isn't necessarily going to be a whole lot different on this bait, except that it will lay down, right? If you're moving it, it's going to stand up, but eventually, because it's got that hook on there and it's positioned differently, it's going to lay down. The bait looked fantastic in the water. And like I said, I have inside word that this bait is fantastic as an eco rig. Some other ones that I think might be effective on it also that I haven't mentioned yet is a Carolina rig, standard Texas rig, a free rig. But one of the reasons I really wanted this bait in a little bigger bait was I thought it would be a fantastic flipping, pitching, punching bait. Got a lot of good movement as it's falling. And these baits that are cylindrical compared to like a beaver style bait fall through thick grass really easy. Okay, the claws are just going to fold and they're going to go through, and when it opens up they're going to start kicking. That cylindrical bait allows us to punch or flip through grass or heavy cover with a lighter weight, and a lot of times that rate of fall is the trigger or the ticket, if you will, to getting some of those bigger bites. Because everybody else is coming through there throwing a beaver style bait has to throw a 3/4 ounce weight. But if you come through with something cylindrical, like that Beastie Bug 3.8, you may be able to get through that same stuff with a 1/2 ounce or 5/8 ounce, and your fall's a little slower, and the fish just trigger on that, and bam, they hit it, rip the rod out of your hand. You're all disappointed because your rod's laying on the ground and now the fish is spitting. It's your fault. You weren't ready for it. All right. So, needless to say, very impressed with the Beastie Bug. Can't say I'm surprised. I mean, everything we've tested from Phat Pak Baits has been great. And again, you'll find the links in the description. Personally, I like buying the mid-size bag because it's a better value, okay? And I go through baits like nobody's business. I'm sure we all do, man. It's, you know, they're plastic. But I've got some other good baits coming up. We're still going to test some of the other ones you saw in the unboxing yesterday, but this was special to me. They answered my prayers. I needed that trailer for the jig, and not only did I get it for the jig, but man, on a jackhammer, on a swim jig, checks a lot of boxes, folks. I mean, what more can a person ask for than to check a lot of boxes that I can carry fewer baits? Not that I don't have them, but the boat's lighter, it goes faster, I save gas, and this old man is looking for a way to save on all that stuff. So, thanks for watching. Shot in the Average Angler. We'll see you on the next one.